How's it going, kiddos? Handsome Jack Boy here, bringing you guys the 4th episode of my Borderlands Dust Waste Pearlescent Weapons Guide. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering the Artemis. The Artemis is an Atlas machine gun, and the prefix for mine is TCH24 Pearl Artemis. So I'm pretty positive Pearl is the only legitimate prefix for this particular weapon. So that part for you guys won't change. But as you can see there in the red text, it says, "The power of the gods in your hands." Now, two notable things that this gun has going for it is that it has plus 50% critical hit damage, and it shoots both fire and corrosive. It is more fire oriented than corrosive though, but it also has a chance to shoot corrosive. It also is able to continuously keep shooting on its own. Once you aim down the sight, all you have to do is press the trigger. You don't even have to hold down, and it will just keep shooting for you. You of course can stop this by no longer aiming down the sights or the scope, depending on whether the gun has a scope or not, or by reloading or doing some other sort of action that unscopes you or prevents the player from even shooting to begin with. Now, my opinion about the Artemis, this gun is great. I love it. I'd say it's one of my favorite pearlescents from Mr. Grimjow's arsenal, aka the Dust Waste arsenal. It stands out for me not only because of the fact that it's a machine gun. Machine guns in this game usually are great, and this one is no exception. Just the fact that it has fire and corrosive sells it for me, on top of the fact that it's a machine gun. So, you know, those two things together just make me fall in love with this gun. But yeah, the two elements, fire and corrosive, working in tandem, make it a really all-around effective weapon against a variety of enemy types. You can take this thing in all sorts of areas of the game and it will be effective. And I've always been a fan of guns with like multiple elements. Like the Chimera, for example, that legendary revolver from the vanilla game that has like every element at its disposal. That gun is a beast. And I know Grimjow has actually made a legendary that I'll eventually cover probably pretty soon, actually, that shoots all 4 elements, and it's a combat rifle. That gun, you know, obviously stood out to me at first glance, and I'm pretty sure it stood out to you guys as well, because having all 4 elements at your disposal, like, come on, that's just freaking cool. But yeah, this gun is all around a great weapon, very versatile, again with it having fire and corrosive. And to be honest, I can't really think of any downsides that this gun has. You know, the plus 50% critical hit damage is really nice. I know it actually had plus 100% critical hit damage, but then Grimjow nerfed it, which I can see that. You know, that's fine. It's still a really good weapon nonetheless. But 100% critical hit damage on a machine gun like this, I can see that being a little bit too much. And the fact that it continuously shoots after, you know, aiming down and pressing the trigger or whatever is nice. I like that. It's pretty handy. It could be kind of tiresome to, you know, hold down the trigger. No, it's more of just like a novelty kind of thing, you know, a novelty feature that it has. I know there's a couple, I think there's a couple vanilla game legendaries that have this as well, but there might be a bigger picture to it. So anyways, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I know this is a bit of a shorter guide. But there's really not too much to talk about when it comes to this gun. You know, it is pretty straightforward, and since there's not really any cons that stand out to me that I can think of, it's really hard to keep talking about this weapon. But overall, it's really good, obviously, since I don't have any cons to talk about. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Like I said, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'm out of here. Peace!
That's the jump off now. Sweet. Wasn't expecting that.